Hi there, it's Chef Martin at ThermoWorks. I'm here today with special guest Rusty Monson. He's the host of the Pitmasters podcast, as well as head cook for the Salt City Barbecue competition team, not company. And today we're going to be cooking some steaks together. We got some great steaks here from Snake River Farms. We're excited to eat them. We're equally excited to cook them. Rusty, what are we going to be doing?
So we got the Snake River Farms ribeye fillets here. We also have a sirloin because we had it.
And we may as well eat it.
Might as well cook it up, right?
Yeah.
If you got it, cook it, you know? So this is a real simple process. We're gonna do a reverse sear today on our PK grill. And yeah, man, there's not much to it just to get to it. So first thing I'm gonna do,
It just pulls off. There we
pull
go.
that off. I wanna dab a little oil on this and rub it in on all these steaks here. And
What's that doing for us?
this is going to help with the crust
Okay.
when we're cooking. Helps everything stay on. It also acts as a binder with your salt and pepper. But helps mostly when you're searing it off. It helps keep that juice in.
Okay.
So what I'm gonna do is just add a little bit of salt on top. I lied, a lot of salt.
Yeah.
I do like a lot of salt on these because they're a little bit thicker steak. So a lot of your flavor is gonna come from this seasoning, this initial seasoning here. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I like a lot of salt, so I'm gonna put a little salt in it.
Use kosher salt. If you're not using kosher salt on your steaks, well, I mean, use kosher salt.
Yeah, and use a thick grind. Like Morton's is a really good grind. Diamond is a little bit flaky for me, so you know, when you're using it, sometimes certain kosher salts you have to use a little more, a little less, depending. I'm using a coarse grind pepper on top, and this is all we're gonna use, is salt and pepper. There's no need to muck any of this up with anything else. So it's a really good piece of meat. Again, I'm gonna pat that in.
A good steak cooked well just needs salt and pepper.
That's all you need. I'm gonna flip this bad boy over. Again, do a little bit of oil. Again, on this side, we're going to do a lot of salt.
Yeah, don't skimp on the salt.
I don't skimp on the salt. And again, the coarse ground pepper on top. And a pat, not a rub. Pat, not a rub. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do today. So then we're gonna come over to the smoker real fast and put these on.
Okay. So you talked about the reverse sear. We've talked about the reverse sear on ThermoWorks before. Talk about your setup here and what's going to happen.
All right, so right here I have all my coals burning hot, right here. So we're gonna go for hopefully about 500, between 500 and 600 degrees on here. Here I wanna keep it 275, 300. I don't want this too hot.
So you got all your coals are underneath your grill grates.
So right here is
and over
completely
here's
empty.
nothing.
There's no coals. All my coals are stacked here on my grill grates.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna put the meat here.
Okay.
So again, using my dirty hand, I'm gonna put the steak on. And this sirloin here. And then I'm gonna take the probe that was probing our meat, our
air temp.
Our air temp, and kind of stick that in the middle. Now this is one thing I want everyone to notice. I didn't notice. This is the only part right here, this little part, that is actually temping. So we're using a dot today, which I use dots on steak because it's small and it fits on my PK. I can also put it down here and it clamps to any metal surface, which is super nice, and it doesn't get in the way. So I prefer the dot when it comes to PKs and other grills like that. So we're gonna cook it to 110 degrees on this. And then we're going to sear it off on our grill grate. So we'll be back with that and show you guys how we're gonna get those diamond marks on this.
See you in 110 degrees.
Okay, we're at a perfect 110 on this right now. We're gonna pull these off. So I'm just gonna silence that. We're at a perfect 110 here. The reverse sear, now we're just gonna sear them off. So right here we have about a 500 degree grill grate. So I'm just gonna kind of rub my grate real fast. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on this and I'm gonna fold it and make it pretty dense. Kind of like so. Dab a little oil on it. As my grandpa used to say, or my dad's actually says. My dad says oil. Anyway, okay. Just get a little bit of oil on that. I use a high temp oil, a lot of grapeseed oil, things like that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of put these right at just kind of stick them on. You hear that sizzle?
Yeah, man.
All right. Now, what I use is I usually use a time stick here. When I cook SCA competitions, or if I'm cooking in the back, especially on these grills, we're gonna do about a 1 minute and 40 second thing here. I'm gonna hit start, and that's gonna get me going. I'm gonna close this up, And in a minute 40, we're gonna open this back up, and then we're going to flip it from a 2 o'clock to a 10 o'clock. And that will get our good grill marks that we want, and then we'll be done. And cool, we'll get back in just a minute 40.
All right.
All right, so we've hit that 1 minute and 40. I'm just gonna put stop right here. The cool thing is it's gonna reset for me. And I'm gonna flip these over from right here. I'm gonna take this top, and I'm just gonna turn that right there. Get that grill on it.
And you try to aim for you don't aim for a new spot on the grill or anything like that. You just go right where they were. Okay.
It's so hot that it kind of doesn't even stick, so I'm not too worried about it.
Okay.
If it was a fatty ribeye, I would be cleaning that all the time, but it's not. So we're gonna put that back down. We're going to reset this. It automatically goes to 140 when I push start. So I'm just gonna hit start again. And I can't tell you how easy this is to use, guys. If you're cooking steak outside, if you're cooking anything in the house, this is light, you forget it's even there, but it's like a boom, boom, and you can just stay right here and not move.
And you don't burn any steaks.
And you don't burn steaks. In SCA competitions, I can't live without this. I have to have it on me at all times. In fact, I would probably take this over, well, I wouldn't take it over my ThermoPen, but it's close. Anyway, so we'll be back, guys, in about a minute.
It's an important team, right?
Yeah. We'll be back in a minute, and then we're gonna flip these over, and we'll see what the other side looks like. So we have now hit another minute 40. We're gonna flip this again. Now we're gonna turn it over, and we're gonna set that right there. I will just put this over just a little bit.
Okay.
So you got a good grill mark here. Not the prettiest thing ever, but what you're really looking for in a reverse sear is that crust. That's really what's gonna get your flavor inside there. And the crust is looking really good.
There's just juice coming out of that thing.
Yep. So we're in good shape. We're gonna do another minute 40 on this, and then we're gonna give it a temp, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we've just beeped at a minute 40. Now, instead of flipping, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take my ThermoPen, and I'm just gonna kind of stick in the middle and see where I'm at on temperatures. So we're at 130 right now, if you can see. I'm gonna pull this steak.
Yeah, take that off.
So I'm not gonna do the flip. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these steak off, just like that, and I'm just gonna kind of put some tin foil over it for just a little bit, just like that, nothing crazy, and I'm just gonna let it rest. We'll let that rest for about, let's say 5-10 minutes, and then we'll cut into it and see what we got.
The hardest 5 minutes that there is.
It really is. The whole process is hard, but this is definitely the hardest right before you're about to bite into it.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, we'll get back to you guys in just a minute, and we'll cut into those and see how they cooked.
All right. It's been 5 excruciating minutes.
Yeah, about that.
And shall we?
Yeah, let's cut into it. Let's see what we did. We're gonna let's just do that bad boy right there and see how we did. Oh yeah.
That's lovely. Look at that. Nice pink. There's good juices in there.
Mm-hmm.
That is looking nice.
I want to take a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's try this bad boy. You know what? I'm gonna give myself a little bit smaller piece, but a big one. What do you think? Yeah.
That ribeye fillet is really nice too. That's good.
A lot of juice. The crust on top has a little crunch to it. The salt and pepper isn't overwhelming. You can still taste the beef, and that pepper just kind of rolls in the back, and that salt hits you at the very end. I think we did good.
All right. Thanks for joining us here at ThermoWorks. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much, Rusty, for being here with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was a really good time. Now we get to eat some steak, so have a good one, guys.
Take care.